G'day, it's Mark Allen. About to head down to the E&S Trading Clearance Centre. I'm thinking about a bar fridge for the garage. Don't you worry, I'm going to rinse them on the price. You can guarantee that I'm going to get a great deal. Hope you're having a fabulous break, enjoying the sunshine. We're back on the 24th. But until then, we're playing some of the episodes from last year that we loved. And this was great. This was the one where my mate Biscuit called in and told the most ridiculous sports story you'll ever hear. If you haven't heard it, it'll blow your mind. Don't forget to share the pod with a friend, share the love around, and we'll catch up on the 24th.
Has he pushed the button yet or not?
He has pushed the button.
Thank goodness for that. Hey, I've got some civil selfishness coming out that will change this planet for the better.
Well done.
If these people take it seriously.
All right, well, I got some. Can we still be friends? And it's going to be a really emotional one.
Oh, a tearjerker.
No, maybe not a tearjerker, but emotional.
Can we get Ethan over here, please?
Yes.
I am thirsty.
Yes.
Hey, boys, ready for some drinks?
Yeah, we are actually. What do you want, Marko?
Your acting's got a lot better.
Please.
Could I just get a pot of Great Northern, please?
Yes, too easy.
The difference is I'm going to have a pint of Northern. The difference is you'd be acting on Neighbours, and I'm on the big screen in Hollywood. Please.
What about Dan? Dan, do you want something?
I'll go with Ox. Same.
Yeah,
2
fine,
pints.
Northern,
Thanks,
too easy.
Ethan.
All right,
Thanks,
You're
Ethan.
a star.
See
You're
you,
a star.
bud.
You're a star. Good boy, isn't he? Good name too,
good
Ethan.
for Ethan.
I tell you what, the Railway Hotel. Doesn't matter which one you go to around the planet. They're all good.
You know why they're called? You know why they're called Railway?
Because they're next to the railway?
Yes.
Oh,
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't. There's no,
I love how you reveal that like it's some amazing insight.
No, you can see his eyes light up.
some people wouldn't know that.
Everyone would know that.
Would they? Okay.
Is there ever a railway hotel? You know, because there are some suburbs, like,
Well, there's one in Port Melbourne.
Clifton Hill, right?
Yep.
Clifton Hill. There's no hill to speak of. There's nothing there.
No.
There's nothing. Beechworth. There's no
The
beach.
beach in Beechworth. You're right.
So is there a
There's
railway
no sun in Sunbury.
Is there, in fact, a railway hotel anywhere on the planet that is not close to a railway?
Oh, wow.
Well, what about the one in Port Melbourne?
No, it's close. It's rail. Oh no, that's a light rail. That's a tram.
Well, it should be the Light Rail Hotel.
But it's still got rails.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'll tell you what. If you can come up with a railway hotel that is not close to a railway,
Yep.
we'll get you in to our lunch.
Yeah.
And remember the
Good
lunch, if you've got a good joke, we're going to pick out the best jokes. You and a mate will come and have lunch with us. If you can get a railway hotel for us that is not close to a railway, I'm in.
I'm in too.
All right.
Hey, well, the beers are here.
Jeez,
Thanks, Ethan.
That was so good.
Look how small your little potties
Yeah, I know.
compared to the big boy pints.
How many pot drinkers do you have these days, Ethan?
What are they drinking? Are they drinking pints or are they
Nah,
drinking
it's all
schooners?
Pints go warm by the time
Yes,
you finish.
I agree
Well,
with you.
that's if you
But
drink
pots,
slow.
Pots just isn't worth it, is it?
Rubbish, mate. They stay cold to the last gulp.
It's
Yeah,
only one
nah.
gulp.
If
Yeah.
you're drinking them slow, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you have any old timers coming in asking for a glass or a pony?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Do you even have pony
Get
glasses
it?
anymore?
Nah, I don't think so. We get a lot of shandies.
A lot of shandies. Yes.
Shandies.
I'm at the right place.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hey, how much is a pint of Northern these days?
$11.60, I
It's a
reckon.
bargain.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
I mean, when I first started working here, I reckon it was like still below 10, but yeah.
Anyway,
Any punch-ons here lately, or has it all been pretty
it
tame?
always goes back to fights with you.
I'm just
I
trying
don't
to find
get
out.
it.
Nah, it's been pretty tame. We've had a few. It's the oldies. The oldies are the worst. Like,
Yeah, okay.
they've been coming here for
So when you
25
say
years.
oldies, do you say is that over 50 or over 60?
Oh, over 60, I'd say,
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you understand the fighting stuff. You wouldn't have. If you heard the last podcast, I want to put this question to you. Okay, when do you become the head of your family as a young man? Is it when you are the toughest in the family? So it's when you can punch your dad up or punch your brothers up that makes you the number one, or is it because you're the smartest and have the most money? Which one is it?
Nah, you never become the head unless it's the person who has the kids who's the head. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
So until I die.
Until you
So
die.
I'm in charge. So it's like
Yeah,
the Godfather.
exactly.
It's like the Godfather.
I was
You
going to say
become-
it's like the Queen, but yeah.
when you have kids of your own, you become the head of your family, but you never become the head of your dad's family.
See?
I don't know. So even if you can punch the hell out of your dad, that doesn't mean anything to you.
Nah,
See, this is wisdom from working behind the bar. He's only a kid. How old are you?
22.
22, and he's just taught us something.
Yeah, okay.
You're not the head of my family at the moment, Ethan, but well done.
Let's cheers him. That's some very, very good. Ox,
just
grab your beer, will you? Because we're cheering to his...
Last question. You
yeah.
spoke about shandies before. What's the demographic of people buying shandies?
Old ladies.
I was going to toast you. And now you get stuffed, Ethan. Honestly.
Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate it, mate.
You're a good lad. He's a good boy.
He was fair dinkum too. Old ladies. How's that?
I tell you what, it's funny because we all love giving cheek, right? We all love giving a little bit of cheek. It makes the world go round. But how good is it when you get a little bit back? It's even better.
He switched on for a 22-year-old.
Oh, he's a star.
He goes, when he said I started here, they were under $10. I'm thinking, he must be about 27. He must have started here when he was 14.
Oh, mate, that beer is so
how
good. That is sensational.
The pipes are good.
Oh, should we change the name of the podcast to One Bloke and One Old Lady?
yeah. It used to be a couple of blokes.
I think it's stupid.
You've changed.
You've worded him up before he came on. It's as simple as that.
I would not ever try to word up an Ethan. Now, tell us about civil selfishness, please.
The thing that's going to change the world?
Yeah, revolutionise the world, you said.
Okay. At the time of this podcast recording...
dinosaur then.
No.
Okay.
It's autumn. We just got through it. And you know what happens in autumn?
The leaves drop.
The leaves come down.
Yeah.
I happen to live in the street with a beautiful canopy. The most beautiful canopy street in Hampton.
Have you still got the Housing Commission across the road?
It's public housing, thank you. And they're lovely people so far.
You must be
nothing wrong.
Must be wrapped with Dan Andrews putting that over there.
He's great. It hasn't.
How many armed robberies this week?
And the valuation of my house hasn't missed a beat. Anyway,
hasn't gone up in 7 years.
I think that's where they're going to put the new injecting room in that street, by the way.
Can you please stick to what I'm about to tell you, because it is earth changing.
Okay, you've got a leafy canopy street in where Housing Commission is.
So at the moment, I have to take my kid to the station at 7:20.
Yep.
And then when I come back, we've got a single car garage, right? So I can't leave my car in front of Trish's car because she goes to work, so I'll leave it out in the street.
Clever.
There is nothing worse. When I put my car in the street and the leaves have come down and there are leaves everywhere, that I hear that street sweeper coming down the street. And you know what happens? Because my car's parked out the front, it has to go around the car. All right? That is annoying. That's more work for me.
Park out the front of the commission house and let the leaves stay out the front of there.
So I'm asking you, all right? This would be a simple thing to do for every council. You should be part of some kind of text list where when that street sweeper is coming down your street, you get a text at 6 a.m.
Great idea.
To say, hey, listen, Dopey, don't park your car out the front because the street sweeper is coming your way today.
Perfect.
So why isn't that being done?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Because councils are the most selfish people on this planet. They're a disgrace. If there's not $1 in it for them, they don't care about us.
You know...
Hello, Bayside City Council.
No.
Thanks for the callback that I never got.
We rang them and she...
Promised a call back.
Never call back.
No call back.
So they're happy to pinch your basketball nets.
Yeah,
they're not happy to give you a tweet on when you can move your cars so the street sweeper can pick up all the leaves.
Even a text message. I mean, the street sweeper knows. And all you would have to do is just text it. Okay, you just make it known. If you want to know when the street sweeper is coming down your way, text us what street you live in, text us a phone number, and we will send you a warning that the street sweeper is on the way.
So this is clear. We've just come up with a new segment right here.
Well, it's called Civil Selfishness.
No. It's morphed into something else.
What have we got?
First world problems.
Yes.
It's got to be a first. That is a first world problem right there.
All right.
Getting the leaves off the ground in really expensive suburbs.
All right. Well,
it is so important.
All the issues in the world. That's the one.
Hey, this is bloody important. Do you know how long it took me to rake up those leaves so the front of my house looked like every other house in the street?
How long?
It took me 20 minutes.
Really?
20 minutes of my day.
Unbelievable.
I had to put gloves on.
Why didn't you get a blower?
Could blow up, please.
Blow it over to the commission house.
It's someone else.
Mate,
That's actually not
You
a
know what
bad
happened?
idea.
You'll come out in a week. If everyone blows over the commission house, you won't see the
That's
commission
not
house.
bad.
There'll be leaves piled
We
up.
could just all of us just keep on blowing
And
it
you
down
know what?
their
They can
way.
bury the bodies in there.
It is, yeah, that's right.
Put
It
the
is
bodies
downhill
put the
to their
bodies in
place.
the leaves.
Anyway, if you've got a first world problem, please get in touch. Well, if you've got a good one that is worthy of coming on the podcast, we will call you.
All right, can I be controversial?
Please.
Can we still be friends?
Go on. What do you got?
Can we still be friends if one of my friends joins either Hillsong or Scientology?
So, hang on. This is interesting. So,
Now, this is controversial because...
hang on. So, if one of your friends
Yeah.
ends up with one of those groups,
Yeah.
can I still be friends with you?
No, can I still be
Because-
friends with them?
Because I think that's a really good point. If you've got a friend that is considering being part of one of those groups,
No, what about
I don't
the
think
ring?
I can be friends with you
Yeah,
anymore.
I agree.
I think that's how
I
far-reaching
agree.
this is.
Now, you can choose any religion you like,
Yeah.
as long as it's real.
Go for your life.
Now, I don't know much about L. Ron Hubbard. Seriously, I don't. I've only watched some documentaries,
He's a psycho.
and I don't know much about Hillsong, but I've just seen some news clippings of late.
It's crazy town.
There's some stuff going on there that I just don't get. So
Come on.
So if you join a group and they say we need 3/4 of your wage and most of your possessions, and
Where
you
do I
can
sign?
get me in.
Let's go.
So if your friends, just say your cousin Nick.
Yeah, cousin
All
Nick.
right, he becomes a member of Hillsong.
That greasy little bugger he
I
is.
don't know if I can. I don't know if I can remain friends with you or Nick anymore.
Mate, if Nick...
He's your cousin.
If Nick Morey,
Yeah.
who used to be a teammate of yours,
yeah.
and it happens to be my cousin, if he joins Hillsong, you can't be friends with me anymore.
No.
I can't have friends that
Are you
would
going
even
to be
consider
friends
that.
with him?
No way.
You're
I'm
going
gonna
to
be shot.
You're going to dish.
He's in the family.
You're going to dish your cousin.
No, well, but that's a bad representation on me. That looks bad for me. If I have a close friend,
So it's not about him. It's about you.
it's about me. That's right.
Ox, can I ask, is that a hypothetical or is that actually real?
No. It's I've got someone in my life that is it's converted in, and
At the centre?
no, not at Hillsong. At
No, at my heb? Is it?
no, the Church of Scientology. No, they believe.
No.
It's not my religion. So, got to remember, there's 2,900 religions out there.
Hey, mate.
So, and most people have got a religion. If you don't, it's probably
Hey.
rare. But I find it hard. There's a couple of religions I just can't.
I
understand.
believe in aliens, right? I'm a believer. And that's what that stupid religion's all about. I still can't cop that one.
You could be a Scientologist. You and Elron.
If you're going to
You
line
and
me
the
up,
Hubbard.
if you're going to line me up with a religion, that's probably the one you'd line me up with.
Yeah, it would
but
be.
even I couldn't be a Scientologist.
Would you be happy to give up 3/4 of everything you got for the betterment of Scientology, so you could help them get to their
What's in it for me?
No,
What's in it?
Fulfillment. Fulfillment.
No,
Eternal
please.
life.
No.
Angels.
No, no way.
Virgins.
No, I can't even. Not even if I met Tom Cruise.
Actually.
He's their number one
Not
member.
even if I met Tom Cruise. I think if you met Tom Cruise, that'd be the final.
Can I tell you a story about Tom Cruise?
Oh no!
That
Please
is
don't
close
tell
to
me.
me?
You weren't at the boutique, were you?
No.
Oh god.
No. But when he was married to Nicole Kidman,
Yes.
Nicole Kidman had the same manager as Stuart Appleby used to have.
Okay.
So they were in Sydney, and Stewie happened to be playing a golf tournament in Sydney.
Yeah. How come I don't know this story?
Oh, it just occurred to me.
It's a great story so far. Please continue.
It just occurred to me.
All right.
So, because they shared a similar manager and they were introduced, Stuart and Nicole and Tom Cruise. Anyway, Tom Cruise likes playing tennis.
Does he?
Yeah. And Nicole can't play tennis. She's a hack. She's useless.
She's good on the BMX.
She's a great BMXer.
Yeah. But shocking tennis player.
Did you notice those freckles?
Yeah, they're gone.
We spoke about this. She had a lot of freckles in
they're
BMX
gone. They're gone.
bandits.
They join up
Right.
eventually.
What, until you look like you got a tan?
Yep.
Is that right? Anyway, so Nicole calls Stuart Appleby and says, "Hey, Stewie, Tom wants to play some tennis. Can you play tennis?" And Stewie goes, "Yeah, I can play tennis." "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, Tom's in town and he wants to play some tennis." And Stewie goes, Right, I'll play tennis with Tom Cruise. No worries. He goes, well, come over to our hotel. We've got a tennis court up on the roof. Anyway.
This is so good. This is so good.
So Tom Cruise is now playing tennis with Stuart Appleby.
Australia's best golfer.
Right? Yep, Australia's best golfer. And Nicole Kidman was the ball girl. So that's...
Oh, no.
Stuart Appleby tells this story wherever he goes.
I would have been hitting him into the net.
He plays tennis. He's playing tennis with Tom, and Nicole is the ball girl. Imagine that situation.
Do you remember the story when we were on SEN?
Yeah.
What was the show called?
The Run Home.
God, it's improved lately.
It was a great bloody
so
show.
improved.
Still is a good show. Still is a good show.
Come on. It's good.
So, do you remember DJ Generic?
Yeah, he's one of the greatest DJs in the history of the world.
So he used to be the undercard to Calvin Harris.
That's right.
In Vegas 4 nights a week.
Correct. Before he became a legend himself.
Before he became a legend himself. So you go over, they do the thing, and then Calvin would jump in the jet and they'd fly back home, and often Taylor Swift would join them because
with DJ Generic.
Yeah, because Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris were going out together.
We're getting DJ Generic.
So we can get DJ Generic. We've got his number.
We will get him on.
So DJ Generic tells us that on many occasions they do the gig. They'd finish at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. They jump in a jet. They'd be home by 7, and they go and have breakfast, or they go back to Swift's or Calvin's house.
Yeah.
Which is a monster joint, and they cook up breakfast. He said many times they go back, they've been partying all night, and Taylor would cook them breakfast.
Are you joking? What, scrambled eggs?
Taylor Swift would just cook them scrambled eggs. He goes, so I've been out work, and then Taylor Swift, the biggest superstar in the world, is cooking bacon and eggs for...
It's just outrageous.
It's unbelievable.
It's just ridiculous. It's La La Land.
Like, that is just Fantasyland. Fantasyland.
Hey... talking about crazy stories, later in the program, we used to have a segment, you and I, when we were at Macquarie Sports Radio, called Ridiculous Sports Stories.
And what a name it was.
One of the greatest.
Because it was.
Well, it was.
That was sports stories that were ridiculous.
Says what it does on the box.
Yeah.
What about the bloke, what's his name, the coach, he won the World Cup, Aloisi.
John Aloisi.
Can I tell you about his ridiculous story? You might think it is him making the shot to get us into the World Cup.
No.
That's not the story. That's ridiculous about this particular story. The story is he kicked that winning goal with his wrong foot. Oh. So for you think about what was on the line. People go, oh, what a great story. There's John Lewis. He's kicking this thing. We're into the World Cup. He takes his shirt off, whips it around, blah, 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 blah. That's not the story to that story. He took it with the wrong foot.
How's that?
Unbelievable.
It's pretty impressive.
So that's the sort of stuff we're talking about.
And like the Stephen Bradbury.
Oh, Stephen Bradbury, unbelievable.
Stephen Bradbury was unbelievable that he won gold, but he shouldn't have even been in the final in the first place because the same thing happened in the race before.
In the semi-final. No one even knows that.
No, they don't.
Ridiculous sports stories.
So have you got one after the break for us?
We've got one after the break. I don't
know this one, so have you got it all set up?
Well, I'll let this bloke tell it.
Oh, we're going to get him on.
We're getting him on.
Oh, God, this must be a good story. He's not a part of Hillsong, is he?
Hey, can we do some feedback? Before we get to the break, please?
Yeah.
So some tweets to the editor. Now, David
Whitey.
He goes, Ox and Marko, I don't know why you keep hanging it on Prince Harry. Plenty of people have ousted their stepdad and their stepmum and half-brothers and sisters for being tool bags who wreck their lives. Why shouldn't Harry?
Well, it's true.
I still think he's a bit of a Judas.
No, he's all right. Mick the golfer has sent this in.
Okay.
G'day, boys. Love the show. Keep up the great work. I was in my garage cleaning my golf clubs yesterday, when I looked up to find an old duffel bag sitting on a shelf. Right. Sure enough, it was an old Yoop bag.
Bag of Yoop?
A bag of Yoop. Got it as a gift when I purchased a bottle of Yoop years ago. Didn't work for me, so I have to admit I went straight to the Easy Miyake. Definitely became a go-to fragrance, Marko.
Yes.
All the best.
Well done, Mick. Get ready to be happy, mate. Mick will be seeing more little twinkles in eyes around this country.
If you wore Yoop to Yoop, did you ever go to... if you wore Yoop to Juice nightclub in Ringwood, never miss.
So I never wore Yoop, but I
never went to Juice nightclub either.
I did know when my mates were on Yoop because it was a magnificent scent.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Did you ever go to Juice nightclub out in Ringwood?
No, I never ventured out to Ringwood, to tell you the truth. Yes?
Yeah, good fun.
Good place?
Good
Sawdust
place.
on the floors or anything silly?
At the end of the night, there was occasionally a sawdust or two.
Yeah. You got one more?
Yeah, so this from Dargs. Marko.
Righto.
Genuine 1970s prices for far north Queensland on the Smith's chips. $2.40 for a big packet.
Oh, you're joking.
That's good for Smith's chips.
How many episodes ago was I talking about I paid
3 or 4?
$7.50 for a small bag
Well, that's a big
of
bag.
chicken chips?
That's a big bag.
Don't tell me it's a big
He's in
bag.
Port Douglas, so that's where you got to get good value chips.
Oh, yeah, if I'm going to go and get a bargain, I go to Port Douglas.
170 gram bag of chips for $2.40.
Yeah, that's a good bargain.
Thank you, Dougs.
Well done, Dougs. Good job.
Righto. Well, look, we're going to get to this break. And you
Unbelievable sporting story we're going to hear.
bolt yourself in for a ridiculous. See, unbelievable is used too often.
Yeah.
So that's why we've gone to a new level.
Had to.
Coming up next, ridiculous sports stories.
You're having a couple of beers with a couple of blokes. This is Ox and Marko. And when you get a sec, we'd love you to subscribe and rate the podcast.
Right, just before we get to ridiculous sports stories, just strap yourselves in, folks.
Can't wait.
Strap yourselves in. We missed a bit of feedback. Now, from Shags. Now, Shags used to caddy for Peter O'Malley.
Is that the Shags from the Lilydale Footy Club?
That's right. Shags, that's right, from the Lilydale Football Club. We were down there and we
Yeah.
had a great time.
We did.
What a fantastic little ground it was as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, Shags, I effing love your pods.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's talking about our podcast.
Oh, okay.
Driving around on my own, making me laugh my ass off.
There
Good
you
on
go.
you, Shags.
On you, Shags.
You know, Shags was caddying for Peter O'Malley when Peter O'Malley beat Tiger Woods.
You're joking.
So,
Pom from Tita Green was unbelievable.
from our little circle,
He putted like Helen Keller.
from our tiny little circle, from our tiny little circle here at Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers, we know 2 people who have beaten Tiger Woods 3 times.
Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. Good on you, Shags. That must have been a good. We should actually get Shags
Come on,
on
let's
one
get
day
this- I wanna hear
to
this
talk about a ridiculous sports story, because anyone who beats Tiger Woods in match play, it's ridiculous.
I want to
story.
hear this ridiculous sporting story. Who have we got? Who have
All
we
right.
got? Who is it?
His name is Greg Ditton, and everybody calls him Biscuit.
Oh, Biscuit.
And he has a ridiculous sports story. G'day, Biscuit.
G'day guys, how you going?
Oh, Biscuit. I'm intrigued.
Where do we start, Biscuit?
Biscuit, tell us this story, because Marko has given us no details other than you're not going to believe this ridiculous sporting story.
Okay, I'll take you back. It was in 1992.
Oh, good year.
I was 21 years old, and it was the year. It's a basketball story. Back in 1992, the Melbourne Tigers were the biggest thing in town.
That's true.
In
They
the
were.
NBL.
Andrew Gaze,
They
Breaking.
were, yes. They were selling out games at Rod Laver Arena playing against the Melbourne Magic
Leonard
back in the
Copeland was
day.
playing. Yep.
Yep.
All the stars. Well, in 1992, they lost the finals. Because they were so popular and playing so well, the colleges in the United States in the Pac-10, which is in the California, Arizona region, invited the Melbourne Tigers to come over to the pre-season so that they could have some good hit-outs against some quality opposition. So
Nice.
Right.
end-of-season trip for the Melbourne Tigers, and I knew some of the players.
Who'd you know?
Andrew Gaze was a mate of mine. Wayne
we all-
Rattler Peterson, who's the court announcer, he's a good mate of mine. He was on the trip. So off we went to the United States. Well, they had a spare uniform. Robert Sibley wasn't on the trip, and they threw his uniform in. And on the last game of the trip at Arizona State University,
Come on.
they said, Ditz, why don't you suit up and sit on the bench?
Oh. And never played a game of basketball in your life.
Never played a game of basketball in my life. 5'7" on my tippy toes. Could dribble it with a flat hand.
You were slapping it instead of pushing it
I
down.
was slapping it down. So I put Robert Sibley's uniform on,
Yeah.
tucked it in, and you could only see half the number on the back. Walked out with the players out onto the stadium. 15,000-seat stadium, live on television in Arizona.
You're joking. Don't tell me you warmed up with
Then
him.
we start rolling. Well, first of all, it was the gift exchange.
So hang on. You can't shoot and you can barely dribble. How'd you go in the warm-up?
Well, I missed the first few layups. Then I tried to do a few hook shots.
No. What were the boys doing? What was Gaze and Copeland doing? Were they laughing?
Well, Andrew Gaze back then was a very serious man in 1992. He was just laughing and shaking his head.
This is
Warwick Giddy was having a good old laugh.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Dean Vickerman, the
coach
now the
Melbourne.
great coach of the Melbourne United. He
Yep.
was. They were all. It was a great laugh. It was a really good trip. But the intention was never to get on the court. The intention was to sit on the bench.
Hey. Well,
So,
the crowd must have sensed something was going on at this stage.
Well, in the college games over there, they have the big bands that sit behind the bench.
yeah.
And the bands, it would have been about 50 or 60 in the band. They looked at me and they thought something's not going. This looks like it could be Make-A-Wish Foundation or something like that. And they started chanting 52, 52, 52. So every time they chant, I'd get up and walk over in front of them and stretch their hammies and do a little bit of a stretch.
Oh, goodness.
When they came to do the national anthem, we all lined up on the court, and I was looking a little bit out of place. The national anthem came on. They started playing Waltzing Matilda. I roused the boys up, so we sang the national anthem
You
live
sang
on
it?
TV. We sang it over the top of Waltzing Matilda, and we were having a great time. So the Tigers were playing well. It was in the second half, late in the second half. Tigers were up by 8 points. Warwick Giddy hard fouled one of the guys and got fouled out of the game. The coach, Al Westover, looked at me and says, Ditz,
No.
you're on.
No.
Straight. I didn't know where you had to go through an interchange bench or what you had to do. I had the rip-off tracksuit pants.
Oh,
with
you
all
did.
the buttons
Did
on.
you do the big rip?
Ripped them off, right, left a nearly tripped over.
This is so good.
15,000. So I've gone onto the court with 6.3 seconds remaining.
Hang on, the band had to be cheering your name at that stage. You had to.
Everybody was cheering. Nobody could believe that this guy was about to make his debut in college basketball in the United States,
Oh my God!
live on TV. So on
Without
I
ever
went.
playing a game in his life.
Never. Didn't touch the ball. Didn't get a touch. Didn't get a touch. But the boys reckon it was that obvious that I wasn't supposed to be playing, that if I had have touched the ball, I would have been fouled into the Arizona Regional Hospital. Because it was a bit of an insult. But no, that was my crazy sports story. Debut for the Melbourne Tigers.
Did they cheer you off? Did you get up on the shoulders of Copeland and Gaze, and did they cheer you off like Rudy?
There's a bit of Rudy about this.
It wasn't quite the cheering off, but there was a good mention in the rooms afterwards about my debut game, and of course,
so good.
Gaze, he was inspired enough to play for the Spurs after that, win a championship, and
Are you inspired?
carry the flag for the country. Warwick Giddy was inspired to have children, and look what happened there. You had Josh.
You've inspired that team onto greatness.
Yes, Dean Vickerman was inspired to coach.
I've got the best bit about this story.
What is it?
He's got video footage of it.
Oh, you do not.
So we are going to
You have
get
not.
this on all of our
Have you
socials.
got really?
Yes.
Oh, that is so good. That is awesome. Well, that is one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. To have never played a game of basketball, to go over, suit up, to be a part of, folklore.
Not make a layup in the warm-up.
Yeah.
Slapping the ball.
To win the crowd over Rocky style.
52, 52, 52.
And then to get your chance and then to be so unselfish not to touch it.
Yes.
In the last 6 seconds.
Incredible.
You, my friend, are a true team player.
It's on the video's on your phone. It's on your phone. now.
Unbelievable. Thanks, Biscuit.
Yeah, good, Biscuit, you're a star. Now, for everybody out there, this is a new segment, clearly. Now, if you know somebody who has a ridiculous sports story,
Yep.
get in touch with our socials. You might We want to hear it. We want to hear what happens.
We need it. We need that sports story.
Good fella and a true story, and I
Oh.
can't wait. I haven't seen the footage, so I want to see the footage.
Well, talking of heroes, because he was generally a hero. We've got a little bit of homework we need to cover off.
Oh, yeah. I've got a Ricky Ponting update for you,
Okay.
actually.
Can you give me a Ricky Ponting
So
update,
I've
please?
been in touch. He's back from India, but he told me with, the sort of
He's
voice.
moving
that-
house now, is he?
No, Ricky has a serious voice. He said,
Okay.
mate, I just need a little bit of quiet time. I just need some time to relax and get my head in order. But he promised me that he would come on our podcast at the Brighton Hotel. It's going to be his last hurrah there, watching
Okay.
the Greyhounds.
All right. I've got an update of Heather Mackay.
You've made contact.
She's not speaking to us.
Why not?
She won't speak to us. My people are speaking to her people, and her people are saying that she won't be speaking to us.
Well, I'm never speaking to her ever again. That's it.
In fact,
it's over.
In fact, I am boycotting squash.
She can get nicked.
I'm never going to another squash event as long as I live.
I hope she loses her next game.
So she's in trouble.
All right, well, that's it. Cross her off
Kevin
the
Bloody
list.
Wilson, Roddy Roode,
Yeah.
they are more than likely to be on within the next month.
Are they primed?
Kevin Bloody Wilson was more friendly than Rodney.
Right.
I would say Rodney was rather rude. No.
He wanted a feed.
Rodney want a feed?
He did want a feed.
Did he? Are they going to bring it? I don't want to mind if they're going to go through their old stuff.
No,
I
no,
want
no.
some new stuff
No, I know you
from
do.
Rodney.
I know you want
and
their new
Kevin.
stuff because you want to use it.
I'm sick of their old stuff.
What about the Great White Nudist?
The Great White Nudist.
Have you got him coming on?
I have tried to make contact, but unfortunately, with everything that's happening around Liv, he's just in the fetal position.
Oh, yeah,
just at the
he's
moment.
wrapped up with dollar bills. Daniel Ricciardo, where are you at with Daniel Ricciardo?
I don't think Daniel Ricciardo was on my list. I think he's on your list.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll chase him.
Yes.
Yeah, it was on your list, Ox, actually.
He was on my list.
Yeah,
Well, you said
Ricciardo's
you wanna
on
get him
your
on.
list.
I know I want to get him on. I want to get Michael Jordan on too, but I want someone else to do the heavy lifting.
You can't just bark out names and expect someone to pick up your heavy lifting.
Can I say I've got a name coming on in the next 3 weeks?
Well, how big?
The biggest name in football, Aussie rules.
Lee Matthews.
Bigger.
There's no one bigger than Lee Matthews, is there?
If I mention anti-inflammatories.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay, who is it?
Cooter?
No.
Who?
Wayne Carey.
Wayne Yes, we've got to get him on.
So the Duck's going to come on. So Duck's got his own
All right.
podcast, and we're going to do
we're going
do
gonna
a
help each other out.
simultaneous podcast so we can share
a
share
simultaneous podcast.
and we've got some.
Has that ever been done
And
before?
he's going to tell some stuff that's never been aired before ever.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
We
And
can
you,
go anywhere?
and you can take that to the bank.
Ooh, and we can go anywhere. We
Yep.
can, we all
Yep.
trails lead
Yep.
to Duck. Right.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of banks,
If it looks like a duck,
hey, speaking of banks, you had some homework too, Marko, which was to pay a window washer $5 at a traffic light.
Yeah, I haven't seen many window washers.
I saw one the other day, and I actually gave him the Tijuana.
What you got? Nothing.
I
Brushed him.
wiped him off. I wasn't in the mood.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen one for a while, but I'm still not happy giving someone $5 to wipe my windows.
Yeah.
I give him 50 cents. That's all that job's worth.
50 cents. Come on, 50's not.
Mate, if he gets 50 cents at every light for an hour, the guy's going to make $20. That's almost minimum wage. That's pretty good. And
Oh yeah.
he's not paying any tax on that 50 cents.
Just help a young washer out.
Only if he's juggling something. If he's juggling something, it's half a chance.
Fire.
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 I need some
Breathe fire.
I
Yeah,
need
we
some
did it.
fire.
All right, Marko, can you remind us about this competition that we are going
Yep.
to take people out to lunch? How's it work?
Well, you've got to get in touch with our socials, any one of them. Send in a joke. And if your joke is picked by you and I, then you and a mate will be coming to lunch with us. It's very, very
How
simple.
good's that?
Very, very simple.
Last
about-
week too. This is the last week.
This is
Oh,
the
it's the
last
last
week.
week.
That's
All
it.
right, so
Is
get
this
them
the
in.
last week?
It's the last week.
All right, send them in, please.
Are we doing the judging in next week's episode? Can we do it on air or do we have to do it off air?
I reckon we'll do a bonus pod where we choose the winners.
Righto.
So we're going to do a bonus pod.
We'll do it in a couple
Can
of
we
days.
tell the jokes that just missed and laugh at those guys for not coming to our lunch?
We can. We certainly can.
That's not very good. All right, go on, let's spin the wheel.
All right.
Come on.
All right. What's the topic?
It's landed on the basketball joke.
You're joking.
What?
All right, let me hang
Who
on.
keeps on putting these categories in? I'll find one.
we've got-
No, it's my turn,
All right.
isn't it?
No, you're still on a 2-week ban. This is your last ban. You've got 2 weeks for plagiarism. Kevin Bloody Wilson's now looking at suing. You don't want him to take you on.
No.
As long as he's...
Hey, Santa Claus, you. All right.
Come on.
All right. What do cheerleaders drink before they go to a basketball game?
I don't know.
Root beer.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
No, we can't. We can't.
we can't do that one.
No, we can because they root. Yeah,
it's
they
root
root. It's
beer.
American. They root. It's not like an Australian joke. It's an American joke.
You gotta-
Where's your mind, Dan?
What are you thinking?
Your mind's in the
You're in the
gutter,
gutter.
all the time.
Oh, come
They
on.
root. That's what they do in basketball games and cheerleaders. They
Gutter.
root
In
for
the gutter.
Arizona.
I'm the voice of reason here.
I've got another joke just in case.
Go on.
All right, just in case that one doesn't get through, but hopefully it does. Because root beer is a good drink. What do you call a basketball player that misses dunks?
Go on.
Alley whoops.
Yeah,
nice.
that's good.
Nice.
Very, very
Well
good.
done.
Very, very good.
All right, well, we'll see you next week. And Marko, you're out of probation, so it's your joke.
My joke.
It's
Next
your
week.
joke.
Righto.
Heather Mackay's off our list,
Yep. And Ricky
And-
Ponting just needs to clear his head.
and I'll find Daniel Ricciardo.
Fantastic.
Nice work, boys. Well done. Another great show. Live today from the Railway Hotel. And thank you to Ethan for the cold beers. Very nice work. If you enjoy the podcast, we'd love you to review it wherever you listen and share it with a friend or two. It only takes a couple of seconds and it's a massive help. We'd really appreciate it. Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers is executive produced by Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media and sound design by Daryl Misson